Hello, dear ones. This is Bevan with Perceptive Souls, and welcome. Perhaps you've landed here because you feel like it's finally time to explore your sensitive, empathic, intuitive gifts. Congratulations. I had a similar awakening about 7 years ago. I was working a corporate job, 65 hours a week. I was completely drained. My health was at a crucial turning point. And yet, a part of me just couldn't see why I was feeling so gray, so down, like there was no meaning in my life. And I had this huge hole within myself that I kept trying to fill with food and with movies and with work and with achievements. And yet it just kept growing and growing. And what I realized at that point, as this veil started to lift, and I looked around and I said, what am I doing? This isn't right. This is not where I'm supposed to be. These aren't the relationships I'm supposed to be in. This isn't the work I'm supposed to be doing in the world. And my heart opened and it was time for a change. So I set off on this really strong path of meditation and studying metaphysics and really going within to see who I was. You know, I had not done that for many, many years. I really just shut that part of myself off. I didn't want to see. I didn't want to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly, as they say. But I summoned the courage to take that inner journey. And I kept asking myself, well, what is my life purpose? What am I here to do? How am I meant to serve and to contribute? And these are great questions. But what I realized along the way is that our life purpose isn't what we do. It's not all of the different achievements that we try to pursue. It's not a job title. It's not the house that we buy. It's only one thing. And it's the same thing, ironically, for each one of us. Your life purpose is you. Just take that in for a moment. The reason you came here was to discover who you really are. We're born into this world and we forget our deep power, our connection to the oneness of all that is. How beautiful and powerful creators that we are. And we go out into the world and we have this human experience and then there's this gradual awakening and unfolding that happens for every single person. And your life purpose is you. Now, for empaths and sensitives who have often been strong givers, this can feel like a very strange message because we might have even internalized the idea that focusing on us is selfish. But here's what I've learned about life purpose. When I've gone within, when I've really accessed that deep core essence of who I am, everything in my outer world begins to shift accordingly. People show up in my life and opportunities present themselves. And I receive messages from all different sources, whether it's a song lyric on a radio or a book that I'm reading or a casual conversation with a friend or a funny billboard that I notice. And I'm like, wow, look at that. Here it is showing up every single moment. And so this journey of going within, this journey of seeking your inner life purpose is the most important, absolutely most important thing that you could ever do. And I know this is a different message than many people who teach about life purpose. But the activities that flow out of that are then aligned. The relationships that you form as a result of knowing who you are become this beautiful soul family that supports and nourishes you. The work you do in the world, whether you do that as a career, whether you start your own business, whether you volunteer for causes, whether you invent something new, whatever that looks like, flows from your essence. It is uniquely meant to be. But when we start from the other perspective and we're trying to figure out what to do first, this is where the frustration comes in. And you know what I'm talking about because you've looked, you're like, should I do this? Should I teach? Should I coach? Am I supposed to work with children? I love animals. How could I do that? And we get really caught up in that space. Welcome to the first step on your path to get really tuned in to who you are as a light worker, an empath, a conscious leader. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're bringing your unique core essence into this world. And I can't wait to connect with you on a deeper level.